Incoming message.
Listen, man, I don't really know what Michael B be doing, but I'm around for the propel.
Yeah.
Let me know how we can propel what he got going on, if it's going to help propel what we got going on, and let's propel each other and drink some agua.
We could propel Brooklyn and drink some more water out here in a lot of different ways.
Off the strip.
Exactly right, Kyle. I like how you did not step on that last one.
Not at all.
What's going on, fam? This is KR Jones of the Off the Strength podcast, and I am here to tell you to like, listen, subscribe, and if you're feeling freaky, visit offthestrength.com. That's where you can go and get more information on us. That's where we can link, we can build, we can connect, and let's make this thing work.
I haven't talked about in a few weeks, like shit that's pissing me off in the gym. I got to pull my old homies to the side for a second and have a conversation about them.
Okay.
The old homies have flagrant behavior all the way through the gym.
This not the call out. This is the call in.
It's the call in. It's a lot of flagrant behavior. First of all, the conversations sometimes and the volume of those conversations, they don't ever be lining up.
What you say now, Chuck?
Volume regulation be all over the place. The topics be all over the place, and the let's say the colorful language starts to fly depending on how familiar they feel with you or not.
I almost let something fly. I thought about it.
That's where it's at, man. So asking for help also, you just now are perpetually somebody that they just going to tell, hey, yo, help me take this off over here. You do it one time, and now you are that person for every single exercise
you on staff
now. Exactly.
You on salary, no pay.
Last but not least, this is the most flagrant of flagrant fouls. Free balling in the locker room, bro.
Oh, yeah. They like to do
Old
that.
homies just be letting it
They like to juggle. Yeah, for sure.
All day. And be wanting to have a full combo, yo. It's like, all right, fam. Yo, throw a fucking towel on.
Yeah, I'll be on the grill today. Fam, I see
what you got going on?
The sausage out. I see you cooking already.
What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome back to yet another episode of Off the Strength. We're giving you the inside look into all things wellness culture. I'm a trainer called Tony, and of course, with me, I got a gentleman of extraordinary league.
KR Jones is in the building.
That's right, folks. We are back. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all type from near and far, you are now in store for a treat because it's the return of the variety show. That's when we give you our best foot forward. So hopefully you take your best foot forward. You do that two-step, that tango, whatever it is you need to do to make it on through the week with the best goddamn wellness information available.
Yeah.
Now, Brother Jones.
What's the word?
How you living this week, my friend?
Man, the week has been rough, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. It's been one of those up and downs. Mm-hmm. And when the down is the gut punch is wrenching, it's like, damn, that's where we at with it. But then also on a high of I've been out to different events. I've been outside. I've been able to support the homies. And I've been able to promote these things that I have happening in the following weeks this summer, and the reception has been beautiful.
There we go.
So it's really a mixture of taking the good with the bad because they both gonna come.
I feel you on that, man. My week must have been called Somebody Done Told You Wrong. If I had to give it a title. Somebody done told you.
You can't
wrong.
do that, sir.
Somebody done told you wrong. Because I had to keep telling somebody that throughout the entirety of this week, man. I think I've jumped through every hoop. I've checked every box. I've tried to play all the possible ways that you could play to be on the right side of the game, Kyle. And they keep wanting me to go bad. It's like,
that's a fact.
So I keep feeling like something is off in my space, Kyle, and it's going to bring me into what I want to talk about in this Ask the Professionals this week, my man.
Okay.
Kyle, I want to talk to you a little bit about accountability. And in accountability, I think part of being an adult is having opportunities where you can admit pure, simple, and plain where you were wrong. You know, and I think that there's ample things that I can point out in my life journey up until this point that I have done horribly wrong. Made lefts when I should have went right, all the things that you could think about there. But one day, Kyle, I'm going to have the opportunity to speak truthfully about all the stuff that actually went right, but didn't go right specifically for me. And the things that I get to speak about at that point in time, oh, y'all better watch out. But accountability and leading by example is really what I want to harp on, man. Okay. Now, can you talk to me about a time where you had to be accountable and lead by example?
I find myself often in positions of leadership and that's not by mistake. I've been a natural born leader my whole life. We have talked about the perils of leadership and being able to lead other people to your common goal, to the end of the quarter, to whatever it is that you're facing. If you're on the team, we on 3 and 4, third down, whatever the case may be. I say all that to say that whenever I did lack some type of accountability, and I had to look introspectively at something that I did wrong, it was typically a break in communication, right? Or there was just something that wasn't clear enough for everybody to be universally on the same page. And I think when you can recognize those moments, it's natural. Nobody's perfect. We never asked anybody to be perfect. We asked you to be honest. That's what Dave Chappelle said on that Killer Mike album. Shout out to him. So it's not about perfection, but more about the accountability, the recognition of I did this thing wrong, and this is how we're going to course correct to make sure it doesn't happen again.
I feel you on that all the way, my man. Yeah, my accountability right now is taking shape of showing up and doing the work when I know I don't feel like doing this damn work.
Yep.
In every way, shape, or form. Want to throw the hand back in, want to fold up, want to move out, but I'm too pot committed to just walk away from everything. And I also got to lead by example. So I can't ask anybody else to make a sacrifice that I'm not willing to make.
Yes.
And I can't ask anybody to do the work that I myself would not put in. So in every way, I think making that road by walking at this phase of just trying to get everything out the gate, I put it all on the line and say, yo, listen, if there's ever any doubt where we got to look through the ledger and see what I did versus did not do, 10 times out of 10, I left it all on the field. Like, I'm doing the work for every opportunity that we could possibly get to go forward in this position. And that shit doesn't make it easy, but it has to happen, particularly when you are in that leadership role. Can't ask people to do stuff if you're not willing to put that same level of sacrifice in. And that means showing up and doing what's required, not necessarily what you feel like all the time. So I just wanted to lay that out. Hopefully somebody out there hears that and they still feel that same energy to keep in the fight and keep pushing a little bit further, Brother Jones.
Yay!
That's it on that side, man. So now I want to get into a little bit of this good.
Okay.
I want to get into some bad, Kyle, and I want to talk to you about a little bit of ugly this week.
Oh.
It's going to be time for this week's episode of Rip from the Headlines. And my man, first things out, Kyle. Now, I know you had some people that competed in the Hyperice event last week out in New York City. Now, you know that event that Puma held where the people were doing like a modified version of like a CrossFit exercise?
I hadn't heard it pronounced yet, so like I'm glad you said it because I didn't know what you was talking about from the jump, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
So we got former friend of the show, Brianna Janae was in there. Jim Bay was out there, flexing on them, doing all the rest of that stuff. So give me just a brief recollection of what you say the event looked like.
So the event, I don't want to mislabel or mess it up, but it just looked like a CrossFit kind of setup, like an outdoor just workout that has different obstacles. If you've ever done like a Tough Mudder or something like that, imagine a Tough Mudder but localized on a pier as opposed to like taking up a large park or field.
What pier is that on exactly?
I think it's Pier 76.
Pier
Tony.
76, where we'll be doing bike yoga next week, Monday. That's fantastic that you should mention that, Kyle, because it is exactly the same space that yours truly, Off the Strength, will be hosting, one of the best events happening in the city. But, just to show you that people, the movers and shakers, are coming out to that pier and getting some fitness on, my man. So I thought it was interesting that also was a big product launch that not a lot of people paid attention to. So Center and Hyrox unveiled an entire competition level gear and equipment, everything that they used in that whole in the whole fitness festival. It was available for purchase immediately after that. So I had to take a look at that, take a step back and say, hey, all of these sleds, all these dumbbells that you're using, the sandbags and everything else is now currently available in this new rollout of this equipment line. What's your thoughts on that, my brother?
That sounds pretty damn exciting, but you can't have non-New York people throw the New York party. You get what I'm saying? Because if it was in the right space and sold the right way, it would have been folks leaving with dumbbells in the Uber. You know what I'm saying? Somebody would have left with a plate on the chest. You get what I mean?
I don't know if that's what they wanted.
I'm telling you, if you do it right, they can do it.
I don't know if that's the crowd they wanted, but shout out to that and salute to them for doing that. I like anybody that's going to pick up and pivot right to a sale is going to be something that I'm always going to salute. Kind of like in this next episode, bro, or this next segment, I should say. Yo, did you see that LeBron and Hyperice were teasing a shoe this week?
Yeah, I seen this big goofy ass.
Now, I don't know all the details for the shoe just yet, but historically, LeBron has had some of the worst feet the internet has ever seen.
That's a fact.
So now that they have the company that's known for compression technology, the company that's known for heat or cryo treatment, making a shoe specifically for recovery, what's your thoughts on the initial teaser that went out about that?
LeBron feet look like it could catch salmon swimming upstream.
He definitely got a bear claw.
He
He
got a claw, like legitimately.
Yeah, when the pinky toe is on the top of your foot, it's time, bro. We gotta start to talk about some options.
I can speak on this now, but I was in a think tank years ago for Nike, and they were trying to come up with ideas to incorporate what the landscape of wellness clothing would look like. And there was an idea that was floated out there like, oh, what if you could have a recovery shirt? Like your shirt is your active recovery. We've seen different brands flirt with that. It hasn't quite met the level of which it needs for the general public, but they're working
out there.
I say that to say the Hyperice shoe looks stupid as hell. Like I understand the science behind it and the innovation that it takes to get to this point. We not there yet. That's like iPhone 3G, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to what the next iteration looks like.
More will be revealed, Kyle. More will be revealed. I'm holding hope for it. I want to see how that looks, especially as a flat-foot individual. I don't know what this new technology is going to do, but if I get an arch out of that, sign me up.
Get your arch right, homie.
Sign me up, my man. All right, in other news, bro, I saw a quick hit over here. Apparently, Kyle, if you work out a little too much, it's going to make you into a right-wing jerk, according to somebody from The Guardian. Do you have any thoughts about why liberal columnists are now saying that having too much of a fitness routine can make you not just a conservative, but apparently a right-wing jerk?
It's very interesting you say that. I do think there may be some type of truth depending on the type of workout that you're doing, right?
Tease us out. Let me hear where you're going.
So you've got people that just step into the gym and they just trying to make some life changes. They're trying to drop a few, you know what I mean, LBs. I got to drop 10, 20, 50 pounds, you know. I'm not going to say that 50 pounds is going to turn them into the jerk. But then if you got the person that's like my 400-pound life that does the whole 360, he come out and he 225, he's a jerk for sure. Like, because his whole life has changed and the caliber of human they were attracting at 400 pounds is so vastly different at 225 that, like, you're automatically a jerk. That's just how it works.
I'm going to take a little bit of a different angle, and I'm going to say this is where some stereotypes might actually be right. So here's the thing, though. If you're going to be on the liberal side and you're going to throw out that as a stereotype that somebody's working out too much might be a right-wing jerk.
It depends on your gym, too.
We're going to have to take a look at what the inverse is for the liberal side. So now if we're talking about a stereotypical person who is not working out and not doing what the right-wing jerk is doing in that side.
You eating them chitlins and them hog maws.
There's going to be some adjectives that we want to throw across the net. And it's like, hey, once you start playing this game, it's going to get real tricky. So, hey, keep it nice out there, folks. Let everybody work out however they want to work out.
We're going to call that the high blood pressure club.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but, you know, it doesn't take too much to stretch to see how you can get somebody who is hyper type A to be also conservative, much like it doesn't take too much to stretch to see somebody that is hyper liberal and, again, not necessarily be the most athletic specimen that you've ever seen. It's like, you can't really think about it going down the line.
Your creativity was spent elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, if you had a creative writing class, I'd be like, yeah, no, that seems about right. This is all playing out. But
creative writing is code for no calories.
You
ain't counting cows.
You spent most of the gym writing about gym instead of actually playing gym.
Avoiding the gym because you were writing.
Man, yo, so speaking of avoiding the gym, apparently, Kyle, nobody is avoiding the gym now. We are back past and crushing pre-pandemic gym attendance rates. So an article from Athletic News is starting to see that gym utilization is as high as it's ever been coming outside of the pandemic. What's your thoughts on that?
Big back.
Ton of people out here, man.
The big back. I told you about the big back
brigade.
The big back brigade has taken over social media, and It's a lot of folks that's trying to unbig their back, so they in the gym.
There's a lot of folks that are in the gym, but there's a lot of folks also trying to cut some corners. Now, we already talked about this before. I don't need to overbear in this story, but we've said a little bit about the dark side of the Ozempic boom, also applying to some of those people who now have the high level of enthusiasm about being in the gym. Now, some people are looking to cut costs with this new designer drug, Kyle, and as soon as you start to do that, you know you're going to run into some trouble. So apparently now the cartel is involved in bootlegging Ozempic, and you getting some fake Fenty-filled Ozempic outside on the market. If you're not buying it from a reputable place, people, please do know that you're taking your own life into your hands.
Just a quick PSA. This ain't even a joke. Be cognizant of what you're putting in your body.
Yo, shit that you could buy for cheaper to inject into yourself, I don't know if that should ever be on the line of where the conversation needs to go.
In the words of the great poet, laureate, Pimp C, that's how niggas get popped, trying to get the cheaper price.
Can't do it.
That's it right there. He told you if you trying to get cheaper prices and you trying to, you know what I'm saying, cut corners, as my man Tone said, you might just be ending your life.
Yeah, you cutting it close or cutting it short. Either way, man.
Cut your way out the game.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to leave off with some fitness celebrity inspiration, Kyle.
Stop it right there.
Why?
We don't want that.
We got a whole new crop of celebs out here, man.
Define celebrity for me now.
So first and foremost,
because that is a loose term.
I'm going to salute the collaboration, the Dream On collaboration for Zendaya, putting out the first non-athlete to be in the running commercial for Dream On running company. Zendaya, how do you feel about that? That's a celebrity. This seems like a wellness collab. What's your thoughts on this one?
You're showing your age.
Why?
It's Zendaya, for one.
Whatever.
That's the pronunciation on it. For two, I ain't never seen her run, right?
She's not running in the ad at all. She's talking about all the reasons why.
So why are we on running? Like,
she's talking about all the reasons why you don't have to do that. But this is how you can still be a part of the same conversation. So the alternative to the run community is now pitching you a run shoe. All right, you ain't like that one. How do you feel about Tracee Ellis Ross? I will not stand for any slander. I'm not going to let you even finish.
I ain't got no beef with Tracee Ellis Ross.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
All right. This is more how you should be coming into the conversation, my brother. So I saw an article this week that was talking about how 51-year-old Tracee Ellis Ross's holistic approach to her fitness routine is now fitness goals for women of her age and beyond all over the internet, my friend. How do you feel about hearing that?
That's my target age demographic right there. I just need a nice Tracee Ellis Ross, you know what I'm saying, to be my sugar mama.
That's how you feeling?
Give me a nice little allowance and we can work out together. We could do this yoga. We could roll up and roll out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
and
just
talking about a girlfriend.
letting you know.
Yeah, the dark-skinned one. It's like all over there. That ain't age right either, because Kanye don't be on none of that.
We don't appreciate how long Tracee Ellis Ross has been, you know, a celebrity.
An icon.
Like from Power back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like on some like old MTV to
you talking about Rapping with Power on yeah. That was a Lyricist Lounge show.
Lyricist Lounge to Girlfriends is a crazy jump, but then you get into, you know, the grownish and all the other things she's been able.
And she really be working out in the gym, yo. She's in there, she's hitting sled work. She's going through like lifting some serious weights, so I can understand why people are putting up
the hair care products. Like, she out here hustling.
See, celebrity that's making wellness a thing. She had an
Old Navy campaign too, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
We gonna salute her for being great, man. And
being black and beautiful.
The last person that I'm gonna touch down on is Michael B. Jordan.
Stop it right there.
Michael B. Jordan is trying to get everybody to step into their ultimate fitness motivation, much like him. He said that when you are on posters everywhere, you're going to get up and get your ass to the gym. That's a direct quote from Michael B. Jordan. And he just is now starting to put out a partnership with Propel Water, Kyle. And they are trying to get people to propel your city. They are giving people up to $100,000 to help wellness communities get started. They have already rolled this out in Newark, in Atlanta, in Houston, and Los Angeles. They're looking to add more cities to that. And Propel is the water company that is going to help him kick off the summer the right way by getting people moving. What's your thoughts on Michael B. stepping out of Creed and getting people to start to move a little bit more?
Listen, man, I don't really know what Michael B. be doing, but I'm around for the propel.
Yeah.
Let me know how we can propel what he got going on, if it's going to help propel what we got going on, and let's propel each other and drink some agua.
We could propel Brooklyn to drink some more water out here in a lot of different ways.
Off the strip.
Exactly right, Kyle. I like how you did not step on that last one.
Not at all.
That's gonna be it.
What? I heard water. I heard money. I heard activations.
$100,000, Kyle.
Give me 10 bands, 100 bands, 50 bands.
Let's just not even discuss it, bro. I'm moving right past that. I'm out. What you got on your side of the streets, man?
I got my leg being numb. That's what I
See, this is when you're getting old, bro. That's when the old age is catching up to you.
Sheesh. My fucking chair was digging into my ischial tuberosity, Tone.
Okay, there we go.
Out there, and it was making my leg go a little numb, that pins and needles. Coming in hot with my good, bad, and ugly this week. Starting off with the good, man. Tone, I gotta shout out one of the homies, my homegirl, Lake. And I met Lake at Brooklyn Yoga Club back in the day when we were teaching together. She was one of the instructors. For any of the people out there that teach wellness classes, you know it's tough to go and support your homies that teach other classes because the majority of the time y'all all teaching at prime time slots in different places. So whenever we do get a chance to kick it, it's always love. I talk about Lake because she's one of the hardest working people that I know. She's a model. She teaches Pilates, yoga, and she also teaches a lot of children's classes too. So it's like she really serving the community. She's out here. There's an ad that was released yesterday, and this ad was for Brooklyn Brewery. And it was one of those commercials where it's like, oh, y'all did this right? Like, you can tell when there's a budget. Mm-hmm. Spike Lee was in it. Like, they really just tried to capture the feel of what a Brooklyn summer was, from live music to obviously it's a beer commercial because, beer is obviously better in the summer. And
which one of your friends is Lake?
The main character.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
So she's repping the Brooklyn brand. She got some lines. They following her throughout the day in Brooklyn. And this is something that I haven't seen marketing-wise, right? Like, oh, I know this person. This person is actually in fact, a part of the community and capturing what it looks like to be in community. I never really see people get that right. And this was one of those things where it's like, yo, I gotta highlight and show this. And this is the bar for what it needs to look like moving forward.
I'm happy that you got that from that commercial. And I'm happy that she's got a very beautiful sight and scene throughout that whole thing. I do have a slight bit of critique.
Talk to me.
Spike Lee is showing you the boneless wing Brooklyn in almost every single thing that he's put out recently about Brooklyn.
Hey, man.
There's some part of Brooklyn in that story.
You stop it right there.
It's being told about somebody that don't live in Brooklyn.
What kind of coffee you drink, bro? What kind of coffee do you drink, Tone?
He's giving you.
Oh, all right.
He's giving you the vegan Brooklyn.
You don't drink bodega coffee, all right? So stop acting like that's what you take every day.
Tell me what bodega they shot that last scene in.
The one where there was an Asian lady behind the counter.
A bright blue bodega. That's Manhattan's Brooklyn. Don't do that.
So we're going to get into the bad because you clearly committed to going to the bad a little early.
I wasn't committed to going to the bad.
We're going to get into the bad.
You've been in Fort Greene. Where's that bodega?
So, sliding out of that because we ain't going to step on the love that I just showed.
Much love to her. No disrespect.
There is a new restaurant in St. Louis called Bliss, Tone.
Okay.
Now, this restaurant is going viral. And if you had to guess as to why a restaurant in St. Louis would be going viral, what would you think?
Barbecue sauce.
No mothers were slapped. It was no barbecue sauce. You get one more guess.
Nelly.
Nelly?
Yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with celebrity or barbecue sauce. I am here to tell you this restaurant is going viral because they have an age restriction policy.
Okay.
Women must be 30 and over, and men must be 35 and older to enter.
I like the way this is sounding.
If you are not in that age range and they are checking IDs at the door, they not with the foolishness. You 29, get your ass out of line, right? Because you ain't 30. And I'm here to ask you, how would you feel about a restaurant? Now, granted, you are of age. This is the space
I see no problems with this story at all.
where you could kick it. For the general public, how would you feel about restaurants reserving the right to have such a policy in place?
Anytime you start to find yourself arguing, limiting any and other by category, that's your starting premise. Like, yo, okay, I'm going to get rid of all blank. You already know that you're on the wrong side of history. It's never going to play well as that goes forward. I don't want none of these blanks in my space. If that's the way that you start, you cannot finish with anything good. You can't.
Okay. That's enough on that. I ain't going to build. I'm going to just let that have the space that it needed. You know, I will say that back in the day in BMO, we had the radio station. It was Magic 95.9. You know what I'm saying? And you had the 30 and over club card.
Yeah.
I longed for that moment to get my 30 and over club card because I used to be listening to the songs. I called in, helped my mother win some free tickets on the radio and all that jazz. There used to be a desire that I had when I was younger to be in that 30 and over club. Now that I'm here, I understand the, separation, but I actually can't even make the 35 cutoff. So it's like, fam, I'm mature in my eyes, and you telling me that I can have a woman that's 5 years younger than me, but I can't go into this establishment?
I'm telling you right now, if you start making that point of distinction, there's going to be another club that opens up down the block, and they're going to have a whole list of things that you cannot do that somebody's going to be very upset about.
All right. We're going to slide out of that. We're going to get into the ugly this week, Tone.
You remember when New York banned, hats for a little while?
Of course.
You know what the hat ban was really for? Hat and black just came
blank.
Synonymous.
You mean black hats? No, we just need blacks.
We mean blacks
in
with
hats.
Here's like the hard bottom shoes. All right, we need you to have some hard bottoms. We need you to have
the
this.
worst New York exit or dismissal I ever got was for not having a collared shirt, fam. Yep. This was in like pianos, and it happened on some timeline shit. Like, let's say I got there at like 9:30, had a drink, kicked it, went outside to smoke, came back 10 o'clock. Yo, fam, you can't come in. I was just in here. Yo, you don't have a collared shirt on. You got to have a collared shirt on at 10 o'clock. And I looked at, I'm not going to name the name or describe the gentleman that was about to go in before me. Fam, that shit was like an express shirt for like $12 that had a collar on there. I was like, do you see what the fuck I got on? This costs way more than a homie whole outfit, but I can't come in because it's not a collar?
That's not why. No, because you are collared. That's what the reason was. I don't know why you can't understand. I told you it's a slippery slope. Anytime we gonna just start moving that line closer and closer. No collared people. That's what we want.
That's a hard U, but it's a O. Carry the one. We're going to get into the ugly, Tone. The ugly was, have you seen the rollout for this new Bad Boys movie that's taking place?
Yes, I have.
I'm not sure if this is 4 or 5. I can't really remember.
I think it's 4.
It's 4, right?
Yeah.
Are you up on the Brazilian homies from Bahia are out here running the streets looking like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith?
So we got Bad Boys in Bahia.
Bahia.
Wow. I did not see that. They do. I mean, if you was far enough away, the Will could get it going, but the Martin is a little suspect. Martin is a little too fit.
Where do you stand on celebrity impersonators in 2024?
I mean, listen, they're going to get every single dollar that they will ever get for probably like a strong 4 weeks. So I say run as fast as you can with that. Because after the movie's out of the cycle, you're not going to be able to sell this. So you got to hope
you got 2 weeks
that you get the last.
You got 14 days.
Couple dollars in likes.
Run it up.
Get as much as you can. We're never going to see them again. So that's how I feel about it. It's like, yo, listen, this is going to go far for about a solid 2-week time span when the movie is just dropping out. You're not even going to make it to the digital release at all. So get it while you can.
Wow, in theaters coming soon. Shout out to the Brazilian Mike Lowry and Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, that's looking all kind of crazy.
Guess we can only get into a Raising the Bar segment this week, Tony.
Let's raise it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all type from near and far, you're now in store to raise your bar. Brother Tone.
Yes, sir.
This week, coming in with another lesson, Book of Corinthians.
Okay.
Verse. I don't got the verse for you. I thought I was going to take it there, but I'm not. But for me, I think the real overarching message of the week was the power of frustration.
Okay.
And let's build on this, Brother Tone. Now, when I talk about frustration, what are the first things that come to mind for you?
It's a constant passenger in my car of life.
I like the way you put that. You know what I'm saying? Because they for sure going to be there. The front seat, back seat.
It's in the car.
In the trunk.
I can't do nothing with it.
On the roof.
It's going to be riding with me.
We riding out.
I just got to make sure it's not grabbing the wheel. At some points,
get your ass back. You know what I'm saying?
I keep you in your seat.
Okay. I like that. And I think that is something that I've learned to also accept, right? Is this idea that frustration itself is very natural. It's a human emotion. We like to think that we are, invincible and can walk around like nothing can affect me and all this. It's like, fam, a bad day is a bad day. Everybody can agree on what that looks like, sounds like. It just may look different for everybody. And in this week in particular, I found myself frustrated. And I'm like, dog, like, I need to take the time to feel all that I'm feeling, because I don't want to invalidate that. This is coming from a real place. It has roots somewhere that lead somewhere. So let me sit in this. And I think as an adult, especially as a Black male in Black Male Health Awareness Month, we don't often have time to sit in our feelings, right? Because you have to work, you have to provide, you have to do all of these other things to be able to just, let me breathe. Let me think on this situation. It provides a lot of clarity, right? And although you might not come to the outcome that you like immediately, I guarantee you time that you put in on redirecting that energy into something more positive is going to be way more impactful than harping on this frustration. Now, I know you in particular often like to refer back to this quote of making good art, right? Now, I know a little bit about your story, brother. You know what I'm saying? We talk week to week. When frustration is in your passenger seat and wants to grab that wheel, what do you do to prevent that from happening?
I don't know if I could prevent it from happening, to be honest with you. I think it's difficult to say that actually processing it the way that I would want to and intend to is a privilege that I always have. Because sometimes you hear something, and as just a normal person in real time, you can't gauge your reaction on what it's going to be like depending on how frustrating it is, right? And at the same point in time, crashing out at this phase of my life, at this big age, is not something that I could actively do because I got too many things that are really dependent upon me. So you are stuck in a paradox, or at least I find myself often, where it's like, if I take the time out to properly acknowledge the feelings that I'm feeling right now, it's probably going to preclude me from getting to the opportunity to show up and perform like I need to get into the next level of advancement that I want to get into. I feel like that's a commonplace thing that a lot of men find themselves in. Hey, we want you to be more supportive. We want you to be more emotional. We want you to have this wide range of emotions and be able to be, your full self there. But then also don't be your full self right here, right now, because I need you to be somebody else. That's often the conversation that you see. And I deal with that dynamically, to be honest with you. I start with it in when I'm having my better days. I put that energy into doing something productive. I told you the other day, if I had to actually have that conversation right now, I know myself enough at this stage, it's not going to go well, because you're not just frustrating me, you're frustrating all my reasons for waking up in the morning. And that right there is liable for me to go to a different type of person. And that's past frustration. That's in anger. Right. And I never want to try to act in anger. So 9 times out of 10, I'm putting my time into the gym. So you ever start to see me get into like peak conditioning, I'm probably going through some of the craziest shit in my life. It's like,
that boy look good.
It's like I'm dying on the inside. It's like, but that's realistically the best way that I could put that stuff out. And at the, same time, I am getting better about being alert and attentive to, hey, this is this emotion. Let's not judge this. Let's put this in the right perspective. Let's use this the right way. It's an ongoing, evolving process. You can't get it right every single time. You're not going to be able to use all of the tools. I know what tools to rely on, what tools to connect in with, and you are going to be tested your hardest when you need them the most. So I see in peak frustration, I'm going through the whole bag. Yo, all right, I'm going to go take this walk. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to hit up my homies. I'm going to listen to some music that's going to get me back in the right mindset. I'm going to do everything I can at my disposal to diffuse the situation and still make progress, because ultimately at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but nobody cares about how I felt. They're going to care about the progress.
This is a fact. I'm thinking specifically about everything that you just laid out. And for the people out there that have frustrations and they haven't made that connection with the gym for themselves, what kind of advice could you give that person in finding a healthier journey to, or a healthier place to discover?
Let that out. It's going to come out either way. It's going to, like, you can only ignore it for a certain amount of time. And that ignoring it is going to do two things. It's going to be erosive internally. So it's going to make you feel a lot more pressure. And that could turn into so many different things internally. And then when you do end up snapping, losing it, look at all the words that, you know, we use to talk about somebody when they have a breakdown, you know, but it's an angry sounding breakdown, you know. It comes from the same place. If you don't have that little pressure release valve to let that steam off, it's only going to build up. And then when it blows up, it's likely not even going to be associated with the thing that actively made you frustrated to begin with.
That's a fact. I just want the parallels to reflect of when you angry and you reach that point where you're exploding, that physical fever, if you will, that you have is energy, right? Like is workout energy, because you breaking some shit, you climbing, you fighting, you whooping ass, you know what I'm saying? You doing whatever. That same energy could also be translated into the gym to be in the best shape of your life, right?
Put it on the bikes too. Put it on anything. You can't be going up the stairs for an hour and still be mad. You can't be riding anywhere for over an hour, like intense riding, and still be that same level of mad that you were when you first started. You can't be doing a max effort lift and still be as angry as you were about whoever, wherever, if you really put in max effort there. It takes it out of you. You literally can't focus on it. So it's a little bit of a cheat if you are actively in that lifestyle and you're feeling that and you're starting to feel that little bit of frustration. It's the best way to put that energy out there.
Fellas, if your baby mama tripping, get a gym membership.
Start hitting them squats, yo.
Ladies, if he ain't appreciating you like the way he should,
lunge it out, yo.
Go work on them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? She just broke up with you? Go hit the gym, my boy. Go let your heart sing under a bench press.
Put it right into the dumbbells, yo.
Yeah, just go lift up and squat your frustrations and make your life better.
Lift up and lift it out.
That, my friend, is the power of frustration. So sliding out of that, Brother Tone, we can only get into our relaxation situation. So this is the relaxation responsibly segment.
Okay.
That I had to land. We're going to go back one more time from the top. This is our relax responsibly segment, Tone. Can you tell the good listeners who and what this segment is brought in part by?
All right. So we're going to put the plane back in the air, Kyle, because this week, Relax Responsibly is brought to you in part by the On The Move bag by Off The Strength. Now, Kyle, did you know that the On The Move bag by Off The Strength is the only crossbody bag that comes with a suspension trainer for you to do your full mobility, for you to get your strength going on, and for you to take your workout with you while you're on the road? That's right. This is the only bag that's got your back. That's the On The Move bag by Off The Strength.
In style, might I add.
That's exactly it. Now, Kyle, how are you relaxing this week?
Man, the most relaxing thing I did this week was call my moms.
Okay.
And I was talking to my lady and she was like, yo, sometimes day is rough, everything going crazy, you just gotta call moms. And I was like, you know what, you might be right. Nonetheless, called my moms, checked in on her, and when I tell you she was able to just pour into me in a time when I was most frustrated, as we just talked about in that last segment. And nobody know you like your moms. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can pick up the phone, she can hear it in my voice if something is wrong, like just off inflection alone. What's going on? It's like, damn, how do you know this so far away, you know? So being able to have that happen, it just felt amazing. I was able to relax in that moment. I had a conversation a while back and we were talking about those prayers that your grandmother, your moms, your aunts, like your family, that they when they always said, I've been praying for you and all of that. Like we often hear it, and as we get older, we accept it, but it's not like something that you really think about. But the reality is those prayers actually be blessing your boy, you know what I mean? And they hold a lot of weight. And if you add up every single person that said they was praying for me, you know, your boy is blessed out here. So it's hard sometimes to remember that in the moment. And when you get that reminder, it was like, fam, like that's just what I needed. After that, I got on the bike. You know, I went for a little ride, hit a little street fair, you know what I'm saying? But the sermon that moms preached, dog, I was like, what's your cash apps? I need to send you a little something. We're going to pass the collection plate around one more time to the left.
One time. Shout out, man. Love that for you, my brother. And again, love and appreciation to the fam for even just being able to have that conversation. You know, that's a blessing on its own, man.
Yeah.
I was relaxing this week, Kyle, in the most stressful of ways. It's been so many different searches to try to get to this relaxation this week, man. I got to be honest with you. I did not find a whole lot to relax about this week because the pressures was on. Pressure ain't gonna crack. But I was crossing paths with my brother at a very intersection, and he reminded me that at least the weather was good and I had a chance to stay focused and enjoy some of that. So on my way back to work, still stressed out, I was like, you know what? You got to stop and you got to appreciate the scenery around you sometimes. And that moment, even in the midst of all the other uncertainty and the frustration, is relaxing. Because it's like, you know what? This shit is pretty, man. I'm mad as hell, but you got to look up sometimes and see what's going on outside and just really appreciate, you know, life even as it's moving past so fast. You got to be in that presence to just be appreciative of the beauty. So that's what was relaxing, man.
The beauty in the struggle.
Yeah.
So to speak.
I never want to over beautify that because I feel like that shit is overrated too. It's just like, I'm getting tired of those chapters. I don't want to write no more of those.
Dear Lord, take me off your strongest warrior list.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to be nobody's example.
I no longer want to be in battle.
I'm getting into the Charles Barkley phase. So I might be coming, what's that? A conservative jerk. I think I'm starting to go over to the other side. I'm not your fucking role model. Stop putting that pressure on me.
All right.
I don't want to do it no more.
That is a trainer called Tony. For the listeners out there.
I'm sick of it. Pick up the weight.
Sounds like you're hopeful for something, Tony.
Getting into conservative Tony, man.
What is the hope that you have for the people outside of your conservators?
I am hopeful, Kyle, that everything we keep talking about on this damn show is starting to come to fruition. I'm hopeful that everybody that came out by the time they hear this to bike yoga on Monday tells all of their friends that this is going to be something that's going to keep happening throughout the course of the summer and that they can keep supporting the good folks at Off the Strength by showing up, pulling up, and showing that love in every single way that they possibly can. I'm hopeful to have a fun summer of events that actually get people committed to this movement lifestyle, my brother.
Okay.
That's what I'm hopeful for. What's you hopeful for?
I'm hopeful for this bike yoga event to really open the doors that it needs to do. I know this is very new, it's very, tantalizing when you say bike yoga and you put it together. Like, it is an idea that was in my mind that's happening in real life. So I hope that everybody who experiences that idea finds the inspiration that they need to continue to push forward and actually heal themselves, because we doing the healing work, Tone.
And create with your friends, yo. Make some dope shit.
With the homies.
Get up with them. Get out there and get fit with them.
The OGs,
There we go. This is the coalition that we needed. You asked for some prayers, Kyle. And now we have blessed you.
We here.
With
a whole
Harlem's
squad.
Baptist Church.
With the bus
the
trip.
whole trip.
Have you been on a bus trip before?
I have not, sir.
With a church? You never been on a church trip?
No, sir.
Oh, you missing out, bro.
I want to tell you that they might not be as common as you think in New York City side.
No,
but
I know that they are, because I didn't seen them in Brooklyn. You got the whole squad taking photos. They got to be from the South. I see them ankles.
I see it.
You know what I'm saying? It's 2:30. They on their way to lunch real quick.
Somebody is live on the block of the rock. Now, this whole Baptist church is going to find a rude awakening as soon as they step out these doors and find all of Pride Month right in front of the block of the rock. That's right, folks. Go out there and celebrate. Love is love. Make sure you understand that we're coming to you Live on the block of the rock. We are here in the heart of Rockefeller Center. That's right, Colin.
We got the kids out here, man.
Everybody out there, all the little ones, man. We love them. We love them.
Yeah.
Now, if they needed to find us on the block of the rock,
we can be at Shiloh Baptist Church, located in Lawrenceville, Georgia. That's where we go.
Corinthians 1, you know, all of that fun stuff. Nah, let the good people know where they can find us at the Good Off the Strength Show, man.
Man, you can find us on Instagram at @offthestrength_. If you're visiting the greatest city in the world, that is New York City. Come on down to Rockefeller Center where you can see us record live at the block of the rock, where you will be in photos of people from Shiloh Baptist Church coming in, you know, and she got the little sleeve. You messing up the ad, Tone.
She got the tambourine. That's the tambourine lady. You know, you got half in the background.
Nah, that's the bowling one right there.
Yeah, man.
She bowling 300. You know
you gotta be able to make it work.
I know that wrist when I seen it, you know.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
We just talked about cougars. This was not the cougar special that I was talking about. Tony, where can they find us?
At @offthestrength_ on IG. Or they can tap in with the block of the rock. I'm sorry, Hassan, where's that little placket? I forgot where that thing is at.
I know it off memory, don't worry.
At Rock Center NYC.
Or X at Rock Center
something. He said he knew it off the top. Apparently, you can find us at Rockefeller Center. And shout out to the good brother Brian Perkins.
Rockefeller Center on Instagram or X at Rock Center NYC.
There we go. Shout out to Brian Perkins with I Did That Productions. Once again, it's been another fantastic episode of Off the Strength. I'm a trainer called Tony.
KR Jones.
Peace and much love to everybody out there. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Peace.
What's good, everybody? I'm a trainer called Tony, and I am here from the infamous Off the Strength podcast, asking you today, listeners, viewers, wherever you may be, to please like, listen, and subscribe to our podcast. This is how we're going to continue to be able to deliver you the best goddamn wellness information out here. So if you want to keep hearing this and you want us to keep growing, you are a part of this show just as much as anything else. So please go to offthestrength.com. Make sure you check out our blogs. Make sure you check us out on IG. And if you're hearing this voice and you didn't hit that subscribe button, know that Kyle is going to come looking for you.
You got that right.